Well, hello, welcome back to Tale 3 Cabins. I'm down in southern Ohio. This time I came down with Karen and Willow. We ended up bringing the RV again. I thought that was going to be the last of bringing the RV down here. It's very warm, it's very humid at night. Even though we have electricity in the house, it's pretty stuffy in there for especially Willow with her fur coat that she's got on. So we brought the RV down. This is the first time Karen has come down since we tore down the old cabins. So she's seen the videos just like you guys have of putting the house here, but she hasn't been inside yet. So we're down here doing some stuff on the inside. Every time we come down, we bring stuff with us. Just a side note, one of my trips, my car broke down and I limped it over to a Firestone. I didn't have any choice but to have them work on it. I probably could have fixed it myself if I got it home, but I couldn't. I had a bed full of mattresses and Don came and met me where I was at. We transferred the mattresses over to his truck and my wife drove him home, and then I took his truck out to southern Ohio. There's been a delay because we still do not have septic and we still do not have water, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a second. So I went through the 4th of July holiday and not much happened down here at all. I didn't take very many trips down here. The timing was right with weather and everything for me to run down to Tennessee because we ordered new furniture, and I actually ordered it in northern Ohio because it was much cheaper than purchasing it down in Tennessee. So I ordered it in northern Ohio, I picked it up. There was a nice weather window and there happened to be one night where no one was staying at our rental cabin. So for one night, my friend Don and I went to Tennessee. We got up early, about 4 o'clock in the morning. We got out there around noon. Unfortunately, a pretty heavy rainstorm did develop on our trip down, and I was a little concerned about the stuff getting wet, but it turns out that it was wrapped up pretty tight and pretty secure. Unloaded the new furniture, got that all set into place, and then we moved the old stuff off to the side. We found some things that needed to be repaired. We ended up fixing some pull cues and cleaning up the hot tub, a couple other minor repairs to take care of things in between times when we're down there. It didn't take long after we were there to notice a nice mama bear near our cabin with 3 cubs nearby. After unloading the new furniture, we held off on loading the old stuff to take back to southern Ohio as the weather did take a turn, so we're probably not going to load it up till first thing in the morning. That evening the weather did turn around. The passing storms created a beautiful sunset, and it cleared up enough for Dollywood to have their fireworks, which is usually on a daily basis in the middle of summer. Then got up the next morning, we loaded up the old furniture. On our way out, we stopped at a Bucky's that just opened up in Sevierville. It's supposed to be the world's largest Bucky's right now, at least for the time being. We stopped in there for a little bit, topped off our fuel tanks for about $2.79 a gallon. But this place has only been open for a couple weeks, so it is a heavy tourist attraction right now. So the visit was mostly chaotic, just trying to get into the parking lot, trying to get to a gas pump, and then trying to get out. I think once the newness wears off and the crowds die down, it would not be a bad stop for fuel or to grab a sandwich. And then drove up to southern Ohio where we dropped off a sleeper sofa and a love seat from Tennessee. So that was placed in here, and basically we were here about 45 minutes, locked things up, and then back home to northern Ohio. Next day we turn around and hook up our RV because we don't have any water or septic yet, so we wanted a little place of refuge while we were working on it. Karen and I came down with Willow and we started working on the inside where we got some of the furniture arranged. We put some beds together, got stuff straightened out into the kitchens, got the bathrooms where we could have shower curtains, and hung up some pictures. Did quite a bit inside for the last couple days. We've been opening the windows at night and in the evening like they are now, and we got a fan running to try to cool things off overnight. We come here about 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, close up all the windows, and work as long as we can before the sun starts beating on this place and starts heating it up inside. Then we get the air conditioner going in the trailer next door and the vacant field over there, and try to cool things off and give Willow a little refuge, place where we could take showers, still have a bathroom, don't have to use the emergency outhouse, which is still over there. So that's what's been going on here. Now I did talk with the septic guys again, and I don't know if you remember, but there are 2 guys now involved. There's one that has the license and then one that has the large equipment to tear through things. And basically the septic system is going on this far side of the house, and it's got to go through those woods over there. A lot of things got to get tore up, and it sounds like from our conversation this evening, and I hope so this is a Wednesday right now, Wednesday evening, and from our conversation it sounds like they're going to come back out the following Monday. And I'm hoping that's true, and he'll clear out the necessary area for the leach fields and everything. And then he'll also clear out an area for where the water tank is going to go. And then the guy number 2 that's got the license for everything, he will come in, dig the hole, set the tanks, and take care of the rest of it. So I'm not sure what guy number 2's schedule is right now. I need to get a hold of him. But it's kind of been a very much a pain in the butt right now, waiting for these guys to come out, because we're at a standstill. The home company wants to wrap things up, and what needs to be done, I don't know if you noticed, but in the background here, the gutters are up on the house, so they took care of that during the 4th of July break. But they really can't take care of anything else until the water and the septic is put in, because they want a guy that's going to come in and test out the water lines, that's going to test out the toilets, check for leaks, and also that same guy would install the air conditioning. And if we had air conditioning, that would be pretty nice, especially this time of year in mid to late July. It's just gets unbearable in the daytime. We're kind of in a valley, so the moisture just hangs down in here. It's always very humid. So even when you open the windows at night, you got that constant sticky feeling. Everything is kind of hinged on the water and septic. So hopefully they'll come out Monday. Now the gentleman that's got the heavy equipment is also going to be the guy that puts the spring in. And right now he says he's so busy, he's not sure if he can get that spring in. But if we get the water tank and we get a water delivery, that could tide things over until some of his time frees up and we can hook up to the spring within a month or 2 months or who knows what, or we just get another water delivery. But whenever he can free up time in the next couple months, then he'll do the spring, which might be a little bit beneficial because we'll be back close to the fall season and maybe a little bit more rain, and that spring will be flowing a little bit better. We'll just have to see how that plays out. So I mentioned on the inside, we took care of stuff in the kitchen. Karen got all the old dishes. We took a lot of stuff from the old cabin that we had laying at our house and sitting around in crates and brought it here and unloaded that stuff. So we got the kitchen pretty much squared away. We had the living room squared away, as good as it's going to get for now. We have the sofa, the love seat, the camo chair from the old cabin, and then we bought a little entertainment center / TV stand. Got that assembled. We got some end tables from our daughter who doesn't need them anymore. We just have to do a few minor things in the living room. The back bedrooms, the 2 spare bedrooms here in the front, we ended up assembling the beds. I brought some mattresses a while back. I put the bed frames together. Those were being stored in the shed. We got that together. In the master bedroom, we have our old log bed that we brought from Tennessee, and we assembled that. We put a new queen size mattress and box spring in there. So in each bathroom, then we hung up the toilet paper rolls, a few pictures here and there, hung up the shower curtains, got that pretty much squared away so when there is water, we can use that stuff as soon as possible. So that's just a quick update of what's going on around here. If the gentleman should show up on Monday to start working on the septic system and clearing things out, I'll try to come out here, video that, and maybe I'll be able to tack it on to Tuesday morning's video. We'll see what happens. Okay, so I'm just going to cut in here. I got the call over the weekend that they are definitely coming out, so I got up early this morning at 4:30, on the road by 5, and I'm heading down to Southern Ohio. We're going to start working on clearing for the septic system. So that's where we're at right now, and I'll see you down by the cabin. And it appears that they were probably here over the weekend. I do know that the gentleman that has the excavator said that he was going to be working down the road about a mile away from here. Well, I bet you on Friday when they finished their job, they came over here, and it looks like they had some pretty good headway over here. Notice behind me, it's pretty much a little swath has been cleared out there for where the leach lines are going to go. I'm assuming they're coming back out this morning like they said they would. They still have to dig over for where the water tank is going to go and probably do some finalized cleaning up back here. So what you got going today, just clearing this out more? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to come down and show me how far to go and everything.
Okay.
You probably want that stuff out of there.
Yeah, there's no sense keeping a little island there.
I was going to leave the walnut tree.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I mean, clear out as much as you can. think it was the last video about the final grade where I mentioned in there if I had to do something over again, I mentioned that I should have cleared out more of the woods and pushed things back a little further. I think with this septic system and with the water tank going in that I'm going to get my wish. This area here is really all being cleared out for just leach field. The leach field will be roughly 60 by 70 feet. Alright, so you can see if you look behind me that it doesn't take too long to clear out an area. They did get a head start over the weekend. I think they came out here Friday afternoon and got a good bit done. But it has not taken them very long at all to open this up. Very nice to have a piece of equipment like that just sitting around on the property for about the next year, year and a half as we try to get things squared away after this is all said and done. So the plan is that the septic tank itself is going to sit right down in front of the house here. And then there'll be a distribution box that comes shortly after that. And then through here will be the leach lines. And they'll be about 70 feet wide and about 60 feet long of leach lines. Altogether, we're looking at about 80 feet from the house going that away with the septic tank, the distribution box, and the leach line.
when he gets done with the excavator out there, I plan on having him come out and go up that little path and pull this brush back and swing it around and put it out in there.
Okay.
Right?
Well, as long as that path gets cleared, though,
Yeah.
that's our way to get up to the
Right.
back of the property. So.
Yeah. And we plan on setting that tank right here.
Okay.
Okay.
So the excavator is going up our UTV path right now, and he's going to clear out an area so they could put a water tank in the ground, which is going to be 1,400 gallons. It's a concrete tank. That will be eventually fed by a spring, but for now we could get a water delivery and have some water ready to go once the plumbing is all hooked up. This tree here is being cut by chainsaw because it's a little close to the house, and if you remember, the tree just to the left to where the gentleman is cutting with the chainsaw has a guide wire tied to it to our electric pole. So instead of using the excavator, we're using a chainsaw on this tree. That way it won't have the possibility of uprooting the tree that is holding the pole up for now. And I'm assuming once the water tank is installed in this area and it's done being disturbed, that a regular guide wire can be placed in the ground. Okay, so I thought I'd give you a little perspective from the other angle of the house that you normally don't see. I usually use the house as a backdrop, but never from where the woods used to be. Things really did widen up here, and I don't know, maybe we're gonna have to put like a nice little fire pit and a picnic area over here, and a little sled riding hill over there, and turn this into a little recreation area. Hopefully be somewhat grassy in the future, so this will be more area to cut and mow. So I think in the long run, after this is all said and done, I'm gonna have more grass to cut than before we started. So this can kind of give you an idea just how much land was cleared over here. There's room for actually about 2 more houses now. All the groundwork is laid and everything's taken care of on the other side of the house for where the water tank has got to go. So now the gentleman that had the heavy duty equipment, he's all done and out of here. He will come back later on when it's time to hook up the spring to the water tank. But for now, the regular gentleman that's going to do the septic system can come in here with a small track hoe, take his little trenches, and everything is all set for him. I'm hoping he comes out today so we can discuss a few things, but I haven't heard anything yet. So hopefully we'll get our septic system in and our water tank in. I think I'm gonna do 2 separate videos on that. One just on the septic system all by itself, and then on the water tank. And then we'll probably do a video just on tapping into the spring. So just show you what's involved up where the spring is, what kind of prep work you need to do, how to cover it up, how to protect it, keep it away from animals getting into it, and trying to keep it somewhat sanitary. And then running the line, of course, down to our holding tank. So that's going to do it for today. I appreciate everyone watching. Hope you enjoy and subscribe to these videos. Click on that little bell when you want to know when a new one is coming out. And keep an eye on us.